Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. You better buckle up because there's some serious buzz flying around the NFL circles right now. And it's all about the potential upheaval in the NFC East, with the Washington Commanders potentially making a game-changing move that could reshape their future and shake up their division rivals. And all signs point toward a blockbuster trade that could redefine how the Commanders approach their roster rebuilding process in the upcoming seasons. Rumors are swirling that the Las Vegas Raiders, a team clearly in a bit of a crossroads with a 5-11 record and deep in a rebuild, are eyeing to move one of their most valuable assets, Max Crosby, and the Washington Commanders are right in the thick of these discussions. This isn't just idle gossip. It's a move that could bring a seismic shift in the NFL landscape, especially for the Commanders. So what exactly is the scoop? Well, according to sources close to the negotiations, the Raiders are considering trading Crosby, who has been a relentless pass rusher for them, for a first-round pick in 2026 and a second-round pick in 2027 from Washington. This trade would be a major win for the Commanders, who are looking to bolster their pass rush and create more pressure on opposing quarterbacks. For the Raiders, it's about cap relief, an estimated $22 million, allowing them to focus on their rebuild, especially at the quarterback position, and acquiring draft capital to develop their young roster. Max Crosby, for those of you who follow him closely, is an absolute beast. The guy has amassed 5 sacks over his career, an impressive feat, and has been the backbone of the Raiders' defense. He's not just a sack artist. Crosby is known for his durability, relentless motor, and ability to get after the quarterback consistently. Last season, he put up 5 sacks along with 25 tackles for loss, 38 quarterback hits, and a pressure rate of around 27%. His run defense grade, according to PFF, sits at an impressive 89, and his EPA per snap is just shy of 0 at -0. 42, showing he's effective both against the run and the pass. What makes Crosby even more appealing is his longevity. He's been healthy and productive, mirroring some of the best seasons of Von Miller at his peak. His ability to win against the run and the pass, combined with his athleticism, makes him a perfect fit for a team like Washington that's eager to improve its front seven. If the trade goes through, the impact on the Commanders could be massive. Currently, their pass rush is one of the weakest in the league, with only 28 sacks total last season. Adding Crosby, who could bring in around 18 sacks per year, if he maintains his form, would be a game changer. Not only would it boost their pass rush significantly, but it would also improve their overall defensive efficiency. With Crosby on the edge, the Commanders could see an increase of around 14% in EPA per rush, and their opponents' rushing yards per game could drop by roughly 20 yards. That's a huge step forward for a defense that desperately needs to generate more pressure to complement its secondary. Now, let's talk about how Crosby would fit into the Commanders' scheme. He's a player who can line up in multiple spots, but his most effective role is as an edge rusher in a 4-3 front, where he can use his athleticism to get after the quarterback. His matchups against guards would be particularly advantageous, creating mismatches that offenses would struggle to handle. And considering the Commanders' current defensive line, bringing in a player of Crosby's caliber, who's capable of consistently generating pressure, would elevate the entire front. The potential for him to rack up 18-plus sacks per season isn't just speculation. It's within reach given his talent and track record. Plus, his presence would free up linebackers and defensive backs to do more in coverage, knowing that the front is pressuring the quarterback relentlessly. From an offensive standpoint, the added pressure on opposing defenses would give the Commanders' offense more time to develop plays. When your defense can consistently pressure the quarterback, it makes life easier for your offensive line, which has had its share of struggles in recent seasons. Increased pressure often translates into more turnovers and faster drives for the offense, leading to more scoring opportunities. On the flip side, the secondary would benefit from more predictable passing situations, allowing them to play more aggressively and reduce the completion percentage of opposing quarterbacks. All of this together could push the Commanders into a top 8 defense, a significant leap from their previous rankings. And let's not forget the psychological impact. Acquiring a player like Crosby isn't just about stats. It's about sending a message to the rest of the league and the players in that locker room. It signals that the Commanders are serious about winning now and are willing to make bold moves to accelerate their rebuild. It can elevate the confidence of the entire team, knowing they have a dominant pass rusher who can change games single-handedly. Plus, the trade would give the Commanders added draft capital to continue building around their young core, especially if they're eyeing future stars or trying to fill other holes on the roster. Now, what about the ripple effect? Well, for the Raiders, this trade makes sense from a financial perspective. They're currently giving up 26. 8 points per game, which isn't good enough, and they have a significant cap hit, around $8 million on Crosby. Moving him would allow them to focus on rebuilding their offensive line and secondary, which are areas of immediate need. They also avoid a potentially expensive extension for Crosby, which could reach upwards of $30 million annually. Instead, they get 2 premium picks that can be used to bring in young talent, especially on the defensive front, similar to how they handled the Mack trade in 2024, which helped free up cap space while acquiring future assets. Looking at the bigger picture, if this trade occurs, it could be a catalyst for the Commanders' defense, much like how the Gibbs pick was a visionary move that set the team on a new path. Crosby's addition could be the pivotal piece that transforms Washington's pass rush from mediocre to elite, giving them a real shot at contending in the NFC. It's not just about filling a need. It's about establishing a new identity on defense, one built around relentless pressure and high-impact plays. This move could also elevate the team's chances of making a deep playoff run, especially if the defense starts to dominate games the way the 49ers or Eagles have been doing with their pass rushes. And let's talk about the playoff implications. If Crosby joins the Commanders, their odds of reaching the Super Bowl could improve significantly. Bookmakers currently have them at around plus 3,000, but with Crosby's addition, those odds could drop to plus 1,800, a 40% increase in their chances. It's similar to the boost the Chargers got after acquiring Mack in 2024. Crosby's presence would be a true X-factor in the postseason, especially in a league where pass rush wins championships. His ability to generate pressure from the interior and exterior would create mismatches and make it incredibly tough for quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott to operate comfortably. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the trade actually happens, but the signs are pointing toward a real possibility. The Commanders are in a perfect position to make a bold move, and Crosby's talent aligns perfectly with their needs. His impact wouldn't just be immediate. It would set the foundation for a dominant defense for years to come. The fans should be excited because this isn't just a rumor. It's a potential game changer, a move that could be remembered as the one that launched Washington into serious Super Bowl contention. In conclusion, this trade would be more than just a roster shakeup. It's a calculated, visionary move that signals the Commanders' intent to compete at the highest level. Crosby could be the catalyst that pushes this team from good to great, from playoff hopefuls to serious contenders. The NFL landscape is shifting, and Washington has a real chance to seize this moment and rewrite their story with a splash. So keep your eyes peeled, because if this deal goes through, it's going to be one of the most talked about moves in recent NFL history. The Commanders are on the verge of something special, and this could be the first step toward a brighter, more victorious future. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you think Crosby would be the perfect addition to elevate this defense and help push the team into serious Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Washington Commanders news. This is a story that's just heating up, and you don't want to miss what's coming next.